boy. So there's a petition that calls on Netflix to cancel an Amazon show because it's blasphemous. Show's called Good Omens, and this has been rectified since then. You know, the petition they've said like, yeah, our bad. We meant we the thing is, Netflix is kind of like Windex or Kleenex. You know what I mean? It's just synonymous with streaming. So when people people just got confused, people that were putting this together, and they thought it was a Netflix show when really it's an Amazon show, and a little embarrassing. But you know, Good Omens. If it's if there are a bunch of Christian organizations saying that trying to cancel it because it's too blasphemous, you got the Streisand effect going on here because that makes me want to see it more. And if you see who's in it, it's got a good cast. It's got Frances McDormand in it, and that's that's enough right there. Like bring up the IMDb page on that.
Yeah, I kind of had the same thought. Like after we started discussing it, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's just blasphemy." I was like, "Well, I kind of want to take a look now."
It has
See
David
the new
Tennant,
speaker.
so it's got Doctor Who in it.
Yeah,
You
he's
got you
awesome.
got
I love David Tennant, man.
got,
He's awesome. If
got
you ever
Michael
see him on talk
Sheen.
shows, he's hilarious.
Michael Sheen, that's the guy who plays like Tony Blair. Like he's played Tony Blair like freaking 10 times and things. And yeah, David Tennant, Michael Sheen, Frances McDormand, John Hamm is in here. John Hamm is Gabriel. Frances McDormand is God. Oh, that's another reason. God's a woman in this. Some
God.
salty Christians in there that don't like God being a woman. On the petition, it said one of the grievances. It seemed like it's like God's a woman, so that's bad. I know in Dogma, the Catholic Church was all pissed off about Kevin Smith's Dogma movie. Alanis Morissette was God in that. Kind of a running theme here.
Yeah.
Yes. So when is this going to be out?
It's already out.
It's already out. Oh, okay.
Just out of curiosity, do we know the
That's why they
ratings
wanted
for
to
it?
cancel it.
Like, does the general public think it's good, or?
Have a
To
rocket
me, it doesn't
here.
really seem like something that would be interesting to me personally. Like, I'm not a fan of the style, but
Oh, gotcha.
it is based off a comic of the same name by Neil Gaiman and who else? I said yesterday.
Yeah, I know you're talking.
And what is it? It's on Amazon, you said?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
on
on Amazon.
Amazon Prime.
It's got an 84 tomato score and a 90 audience score. So
Neil
Oh, that's
Gaiman
not bad.
and Terry Pratchett.
Okay.
It is a 6-episode miniseries on Amazon Prime. David Tennant is Crowley. Oh,
Very
I
interesting.
have to see this now.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem like it's super long. Shouldn't take a lot of time. It might be worth checking out.
They're probably hour-long episodes, like most shows are nowadays. And
Right. So if you want to see some blasphemy, get a crazy weekend going,
I gotta
head
admit,
over to
Neil
Amazon.
Gaiman does good stuff, and so does Terry Pratchett. Terry Pratchett's most notoriously known for his Discworld series. But yeah, so it was a 1990 comic fantasy novel that's been adapted to TV for Amazon.
available now.
Yep. It looks interesting, but it's still not something that I'd really go out of my way to watch. But now that I know that David Tennant is in it and he plays Crowley, I have
Now we
to
must watch.
I have to see this.
Well, you know, on Jessica Jones, David Tennant was kind of playing like a devilish person in Kilgrave. One of the most. That's like one of the most maniacal freaking like villains you've ever really seen on TV. I mean, like that's like just so. His power of manipulation and mind control, very insidious. Kilgrave. You just imagine if somebody like Joker could do that. If he just had that power for just like one day, the kind of shit he would.
Jeez.
Oh, by the way, one of the things that they're complaining about is the portrayal of the Antichrist as a normal kid. Have any of them ever seen the Omen movies?
I mean, they probably really haven't, to be honest, but you should.
Because yeah, I think they'd have a similar issue with those movies.
What if they portray the Antichrist and he's not even that evil? What if that's the problem? They got the Antichrist and he's not a evil kid. Because the thing is, the Damien in the Omen, that kid was he seemed like a normal kid, but no, that kid was bad. He knew it. He was fooling everybody. You know what I mean? But not everybody, but
Yeah.
The kid was evil. He was like smiling at people after they died and shit. It's like, come on, the kid's bad.
Yeah.
That was pretty. Those movies are pretty bloody too. Especially if you go back to the original movies. Like that that reboot never really got off the ground, but there's some pretty bloody stuff in the Omen movies, especially in the original ones.
Remember like a priest getting decapitated by like a
plate glass. Yeah.
Plate glass that like falls off a truck.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. I remember that. I was thinking about that, but I'm like, I don't remember who it was or anything.
The two big shocking deaths in the Omen was that and that woman who hung herself.
Yeah.
How about the woman who jumped off the roof? This is for you, Damien.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait. She just jumped off the roof. I thought she hung herself from like did she just totally just jump off like no nothing?
No, she just jumped off the roof.
Okay, I remembered she hung herself, but I guess
that might be in the. Well, she jumps off the roof in the remake. I'm not sure if she hangs herself or jumps off the roof in the original.
I feel like I remember these two separate scenes, but I don't know if it's in the same movie. It might be totally different.
All right.
We got something about Halloween 2.
Yes, Hollywood 2. Halloween 2. Halloween 2 is it will reportedly begin filming with Jamie Lee Curtis soon.
This fall.
Yes. Which means we might be seeing Hollywood 2 in theaters next fall. Probably October.
Yeah, October 16th, 2020 is the set release as of right now.
So, for those of you who don't remember, last year saw the reboot of the Halloween franchise, which did away with practically every... Actually, not practically. It did away with every other sequel that came after the first movie, because I believe it was a direct sequel to the first movie, right?
Yeah, and they kind of just said, just kidding, do away with the other ones, and it's like it's its own little line of events, storyline.
It's like a branching events and stuff. So you have the original canon, which is 1 through 8 or whatever number they were on before they decided to reboot it. And then now you have Halloween, and then Halloween 2.
Halloween.
So that might get a little confusing for people.
Yeah, well, especially like right now it's okay because we totally know what we're talking about. But in the future, when you're like, "Hey, did you ever see Halloween?" Like, well, which one? There's like 20 of them, all called Halloween.
It's weird though. They made it a direct sequel to the first Halloween movie, but they only named it Halloween, and now they're making a Halloween 2, which would technically be the third movie in this new chain. What?
I don't know. Whatever.
That's why I said the first now in this new chain it goes Halloween 2. Like, did somebody forget how to count? Like, what's going on here? I just find that funny. That is weird.
I think that Halloween from last year could be eligible for movie night on the Discord.
Yeah,
Like
totally.
that sounds like something we would have a good time seeing.
Yeah, it's not a
We can
bad
watch
movie by any
we
means.
can watch the original and then the reboot.
God.
Because
Oh
I
my
mean
goodness.
they are direct. It's a direct sequel, so I mean it should stand up to back watching, right?
Yeah. Well, it
Yeah,
really jumps from like the original when she's just younger, like a teen or
I mean
whatever,
obviously
and then all
she's
of
a
a
lot
sudden it
older,
jumps to like she's, I don't know, 50s or something.
and I guess Mike has been in prison for like 20, 30 years, 40 years.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of weird because if you think about it, mind you, he's been in this prison the entire time, so he should be relatively old too.
But he's immortal,
But
remember? He's Michael Myers.
well, the way they, I don't know though, because the way they set it up in this new movie is he's like a person. So I don't know if any of the past stuff with him like not being able to die literally applies because they make him just seem like a person, but he's just like obviously very abnormal person,
Mm-hmm.
but not necessarily like immortal. I don't know.
And
It's kind of weird.
he has this weird weakness. He can only run when he's not on camera.
Right. That still holds true.
If you see him, he has to walk very slowly at you.
Yeah, like just get some distance and then fall, trip, look back, and he's just standing, not even trying to attack you. But then he'll still catch up to you.
Because he teleports, aka runs around whenever you can't see him. He's like a weeping angel.
Yes, but the thought of that makes me want to laugh so hard because it's like when you're not looking, he's like not running or whatever. No, I guess it'd be the opposite. If you're looking, then he's stopped. But then when you look away, then he's running. I just can't imagine him running. Like a full-on sprint.
You can just see him like...
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, wait a minute, what? I would die. Die laughing before you could kill me.
That is funny.
Yeah. But anyway, so Halloween 2, I think it's supposed to have the same cast with Jamie Lee Curtis, her daughter and granddaughter. They didn't really say anything about the storyline, but I mean, you know,
Yeah,
more
it
or
says
less.
her daughter and granddaughter in the movie are played by Judy Greer and Andy Matichak. I am butchering your name, and I am sorry. Respectively, are also rumored to reprise their roles, although talent deals have yet to be confirmed.
Yeah, so we'll see.
And the film from last year has a 79% on Rotten Tomatoes, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. It's definitely an interesting watch.
So I'm actually looking forward to seeing how this goes. Here's hoping they are able to get this going, and it work out like the last one did. I'd actually like to see because this is like it's reuniting the original cast there, and I believe it's the same director as the like isn't this kind of what they're doing with Terminator 2, the new Terminator movie also? Like
feels like it.
Like they're
And
like
how about Mad Max? How about Mad Max 2 a couple years ago?
was that was that a full reboot, or did that just reboot after a certain point? Because there's like this whole thing going on with movies right now, this Halloween included, where it's like they also did it for Jurassic Park with Jurassic World, because Jurassic World's a direct sequel to Jurassic Park. Just like how the new Terminator movie is a direct sequel to T2 Judgment Day, and now Halloween and Halloween 2 are direct sequels to the first movie in the Halloween franchise. It's like they're like, you know, we don't like the direction that we took in
with all those sequels,
with all these sequels, so we're just like making them all non-canon and cutting and divergent pathing this, you know.
Yeah, just start over, redo.
Like, they're keeping the foundation laid down in some of the movies. Like, either the first one in this case and Jurassic Park's case. But
Hmm.
the new Dark Terminator movie, it takes place after the second movie. Despite the fact it's technically Terminator 6, I believe. Because, let's see, there was T3, there was Judgment Day, and Genesis. So, yeah, this would be the sixth Terminator movie coming up. But it's technically the new third movie in the series because of how they're setting it.
I feel like all these movies need to come with a disclaimer just right before you start watching it so everyone's on the same page and we're not confused. It's very confusing.
But this has been one of the new trends in that they're not remaking everything. They're
Right.
remaking the extended universe of things. Like they're just cutting things off.
Yeah. Different paths.
All right. So,
Stranger Things.
yes.
Coming July 4th. That snuck up on me.
Snuck on
Same.
us. Snuck up on all of us.
And how fitting, because it looks like what's depicted in the trailer that they have out for season 3 is takes place like at an amusement park, and I just wonder if there are going to be like more witnesses to the the phenomenon of
Phenomenon.
yeah.
Phenomena.
I had to.
Just all the crap from the Upside Down. It seems like it's been covered up pretty well so far, but like, is this amusement park in like the normal world? And it looked like there could be like some mass casualties at a theme park if more demogorgons or other mind
Yeah.
flayer monsters come in there.
I
And also,
believe it said that this is also moving out of the 80s too, right? Isn't season 3
Yes.
moving into the 90s?
No, I think it's in the 80s.
it
I'm
still
pretty
has to be in the 80s because
Yeah.
okay, the series I believe takes place in like 82, 83, 84, and then maybe they like skip a year, like maybe after every season so far. I think between season 1 season 2, I think just maybe like a year passed. So and the kids are still kids, you know what I mean? They'd be like old teenagers or almost like adults if it was in the 90s. So yeah, it's still in the 80s. It'd have to be.
Yeah, they're still in school. But I believe it's in the 80s.
Well, and you also have to think, like, it's been, like, what, 3-4 years since the first season came out? Like, these kids are going to be growing up quick here soon.
Mhm.
So they kind of, if they're going to keep Stranger Things going, they're going to have to push things
Well, I think
along.
eventually I'm sure they will, because there's no way you can keep up. These kids are growing, and especially when you're at that weird age when you like jump into puberty, like yeah, you're gonna for sure have to move it along.
Also, I don't believe we ever really heard the voice of the mind player, and now in the trailer we're hearing it. Essentially, whenever was it Will? Was Will the one that was
Yeah.
possessed in
Mhm.
season 2?
Yeah.
Well, every time he was talking, that was like the mind flayer's words coming out of his mouth, effectively. Like he was part of like the hive,
Yeah.
the interconnect of like all the monsters in the Upside Down. So it's like he was like a big spy. Will you?
Yeah.
He was like, don't do anything around him, or it's like they'll know. Yeah. You know, I didn't really gain all that much from that trailer, other than they closed 11 closed something at the end of season 2, but it's like, I guess that just doesn't mean shit, man. The show must go on. There still must have to be some kind of conflict.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think it's kind of like the question of we close the upside down world or realm, but what if the threat wasn't inside when they closed it and it's
Yeah,
still outside in the real world?
that seems to
And
be what they're saying in the article.
right.
It's
And now it's searching for a new host, and now we got a whole nother slew of problems.